Hickok 45 here. Welcome to the Hickok 45 Talks channel for I think what is going to be a shorter talk this time, okay? Hey, by the way, how about my tree here? See that? That is a poplar tree. Some of you might have been able to tell that without seeing the leaves. And there's something else rather interesting to me about that tree, rather significant about this tree. Get an idea how big it is? I can't reach around it. I couldn't come close. I can reach about halfway around it if I were going to get up and hug it. That tree didn't exist when I used to bush hog through here. That tree, I still think it was a new tree. It's one I allowed to grow. I didn't plant it, but I allowed it to grow. I live in an area where there are a lot of poplars, tulip poplars, which is the Tennessee tree, by the way, the official Tennessee state tree. There are a lot of them here, and they grow fairly fast, and that is a large tree. It's one you see on the Gong Club range on the Sunday videos. It's down across the holler, okay, on the other side of just the other side of the turkey and the coffin that I shoot at sometimes down in the holler. It's right behind that. I'm looking up at the Gong Club range. If the big dummy was up there shooting, doing a Sunday video, this would be a very dangerous place. I'm right in the line of fire. That's where I am. Now, I don't shoot the tree. It's never been hit as far as I know. You know, for people who think, if anything's on the range, it's, oh man, it's going to get all shot up. It's like if there's an animal or something on the range, it's definitely going to be killed. No, I shoot what I aim at. Are you just throwing lead? I rarely hit a live tree. Rarely ever hit a live tree. But anyway, that's another topic. But yeah, that tree, I remember distinctly the day of bush hogging through here, and I was upper side of it down there, and I noticed, well, there's a little bitty poplar, a little bitty stem, bigger than a pencil, but not much bigger, starting to come up. Maybe I'll let that poplar tree grow. And I just bush hogged around it, and it grew, yeah, it did. And I had a note about, I got talking about the tree. What was it I was going to talk about? It was something, oh, I know what it was, yeah. Someone asked me to talk about, what did they say? What do you think about optic sights on handgun? Is that, they should know, they've seen a lot of videos, right? But what do you think about optics on a handgun? Do you think it's like laser sights back in the 90s and early 2000s or whatever? And I'm assuming he meant those have gone out of fashion. Have they? I never did go for those either. But I guess now that he mentions it, am I recording yet? Now that he mentions it, they don't seem to be as common, do they? Like with, I know they're still a thing, like the Crimson Trace grips and all that, and I'm sure they still sell them, those things and all that, but I'm not sure I see as much of that or as many ads for that, do I? Laser sights? I don't know. So it must not. I think maybe the heat has been turned down a little bit on laser sights. I don't know. It looked like it was going to be something, if you didn't have that on your handgun, what's wrong with you? You're Neanderthal. But apparently that has slowed a little bit. So maybe that's the point I'm assuming he is making and wants me to address. As if I know anything about this. I don't even care for optic sights on a pistol, as you know. I don't really like even doing a video with them. We've probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 handguns the whole time that had one on it, or one came with it, so I put it on for maybe the chapter 2 or for one of the guns. Seemed like we had 2 of some gun. I put the optic on one, left the other metallic sides. I don't remember, but I have not gotten myself indoctrinated at all with optics. If you and I, if we took 2 stock Glock 19s out of the box right now, and so you're a pretty good shot, and you and I had a match here of shooting Glock 19s, let's say we were even. Let's say we're pretty even, shooting whatever, uh, like a little USPSA course or something, and we finished about together. I beat you once, you beat me once. We're about the same skill level with a Glock 19, okay, regular sights and all that. Well, you could put an optic on mine, a good one, and we could do it again, and guess what? You would beat me by about 90%. Because I just have not practiced with them. I don't. I just don't really care for them. I might someday. I might need them to be able to hit or something with a handgun. So I don't make too much fun of them or criticize them too much. It could be that through eyesight changes or something, I will be looking for an optic, red dot or otherwise, on every single pistol I own that I want to shoot. I don't know, or else I can't shoot it very well. I don't know if that would be the solution if I had an issue with my eyesight or something. So I don't want to make too much fun of it, a little bit like I always say, I don't know, I get cold chills up my back. That's a little bit like in making fun of somebody that I don't know, somebody that can't walk, or somebody that has some problem that you could have tomorrow. Not I mean, who would do that anyway? Make fun of somebody, but so yeah, I'm not a good one to answer that, but I can try. I think all these things do get trendy, no doubt about it. They seem to be a solution for some people, and maybe with a fair amount of training, you can actually be better with a laser sight or with an optic on your pistol. I think there are some pretty good shots, some experts, people who are not just blowing smoke and trying to sell optics, that will claim that if I were to go through training with them with an optic on my Glock 19, whatever, I would actually end up better than I am now with the metallic sights. And they may be right, yeah, depending on what kind of shooting you're talking about, right? But I have no desire to do that. If I did turn out to be a little bit better, it would just be minimal in terms of practical accuracy. Pulling a gun and using it to defend your life, and whatever, and in reasonable distances, reasonable sized targets and all that. I can't imagine it'd be dramatically different, dramatically faster, dramatically more accurate, or anything like that. All in all, maybe it would. If I worked with it enough, I would actually, the threshold would be just a little bit higher, perhaps. I don't know, but it's nothing that's going to matter. That's the thing, really, to me. So I just don't want them on my pit. I mean, there are reasons, not just because I'm an old guy and I don't like technology. Again, I was one of the first persons to try a Glock around here and compete with them, and be in computers and all that stuff. I'm not afraid of that stuff. What I don't like about them is it makes the gun bigger. I don't even like large metallic sights. I don't even like a regular sight on a pistol. I never have, if it was just bigger than necessary. Me, I love a firearm, say revolver, with non-adjustable sights, like my Model 65, the Model 13. What are some others I have? They just got the ridge cut down through the top strap. The old new service revolvers. You name quite a Cold single actions. I knew there's one I wasn't thinking of. My favorite guns, right? They don't have a sight back there. And there's one, what's it called, the New Frontier. They came out, when was it, 1950s or 60s or something. They put an adjustable sight on the back of the Cold single action. I think it's called the New Frontiers. Man, those things, to me, they're an anachronism. They're awful, awful. I would not buy one of those for half price. I would not. Now I might buy a Ruger Blackhawk with that adjustable rear sight, because that's more of a modern gun. But a Colt single action, you stick an adjustable sight on it. I don't like a big sight if I don't need it. Yeah. Almost every Smith & Wesson I have ever bought Most of them don't need any adjustment on the sight. Maybe raising it or lowering it a click or two, and then might as well throw the screwdriver away. I I set it for whatever ammo I shoot the most, and that's into that. I've got Smith and Wessons. I haven't adjusted the sight on in decades, you know. But anyway, is that off the topic? I like a small sight or almost no sight, uh, and the other side of that is a big old optic sight. Not only, I don't even like a metallic sight that's just a little bit too tall for me, just a little taller than normal. Well, let's just add another inch and put a big optic on there that's going to be in your pocket or on your belt, So, no interest, and I don't know that it's just a trendy thing or not. I think it is to some extent. I think to some extent because the here I said this was going to be a brief one. Is that even possible for me? People who are just getting into shooting, they pick that up and it's probably really attractive to them. They haven't really learned to shoot with metallic sights, or maybe they learned to shoot with an optic. And they see people who compete and shoot well with one, and so it makes sense that they would gravitate towards that sort of thing, and then practice and practice with it, and they just maybe don't feel like they can even shoot with that one, So I can kind of see though there might be a trend away from them. I could see that happening, but I'm not sure. I don't follow it closely enough to know if that trend has already started, if the interest in them is waning a little bit or not. You could probably look at the sales figures and figure that out. But anyway, to each his own. A lot of people love them. A lot of people use them. I should probably do one more often, with an optic on, a handgun with an optic on it, than I do. And but I just don't like them. I'm sorry. I'm just hard-headed. Life is good.